everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to talk about the best of beauty in 2014 Naomi style. And I know I didn't do favorites videos for November and December, and so some of the items that I'm going to be mentioning here today are from those months, and so they're probably going to be new to you. This video is probably going to be a lengthy one, and so you might want to grab yourself a snack or a drink or watch this while you're doing, your makeup or something like that. Anyways, before I head on to the best of beauty of 2014, I will be doing a question and answer Q&A kind of video, and it's going to be my first time doing a video like that. And so if you have questions about me, about my life, about anything at all, please leave them in the comments below, or even tweet me a question with hashtag #AskNaohms, and I will have that somewhere around the screen. And yeah, so without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. So for hair, I have been loving these two babies right here. This is the Aveeno Pure Renewal Shampoo and Conditioner. I have been on a hunt for a good sulfate-free shampoo and conditioner just because I know sulfates are really bad for your hair. And I've been particularly looking for a shampoo that actually lathers up, because most sulfate-free shampoos don't really lather up in the shower, and this definitely does. This has just made my hair so much more manageable. I don't always have good hair days, and this definitely ensures that I have good hair days every single time I wash with these. Next up is my good old-fashioned coconut oil, and this is the one from Nutiva, and it's just the organic, extra virgin, unrefined coconut oil, and so it's pretty much its most natural form. This is like every woman's dream, every woman's lifesaver when it comes to skincare, body care, hair care, and you can use this in so many different ways. I know I still have to make a video on this, but it is winter, and so it's perfect timing, so stay tuned for that. It's antimicrobial, and it just gives your skin and your hair like the proper moisture and the proper hydration that it needs, especially for the winter season when your hair and your skin and your body just feels lackluster and just lacking that proper moisture that it doesn't really get during the winter. I have been loving my D-Fluff shaving soap, and you all know this. I've mentioned this in a few videos already, but I have definitely replaced all of my shaving creams and all my shaving soaps that I usually get at the drugstore, just because this is so much better, like 100 times better. And I know that it is a little bit pricier, but I swear to you, once you try this, you will never go back. And I knew that once I had smelled this thing, I was going to have a really long love relationship with the D-Fluff. It smells like strawberry cream soda. This shaving soap has never given me any kind of razor burn. Especially if you have sensitive skin, this is really good for you because it really helps to condition your skin while you're shaving. Next up is my Michael Todd Mineral Sunscreen. This is probably the most natural and the safest sunscreen that you will ever use. So before I discovered this product, I didn't even know that chemical sunscreens were bad for you and that it did more bad than good to your skin. I thought that, the higher SPF, the better it is for your skin. It doesn't make my skin break out or get irritated or have allergies. If you're on the market for a new sunscreen that's all natural and is good for your skin, then this might be your cup of tea. And this year I have discovered my all-time favorite exfoliator, and this is from European Wax Center, and this is called the Exfoliate. This is probably the most gentle scrub that will ever have contact with your skin. With this, you can exfoliate your skin without over scrubbing your face or over irritating your face, because it's not actually a scrub, but it is a gel. And all you do is just take some of the gel and spread it around the area where you want to exfoliate, and then you wait just a few minutes and then scrub it off, and you can see all of the dead skin cells like just pretty much just coming off of your skin. Not only does it help to prevent ingrown hairs from your shaved or waxed areas, but it also helps to really deep clean your skin, and I love using this for the face as well. A couple of primers here to share with you. So the very first one is the brand new Cover FX Illuminating Primer. I have been loving this, and I know I've only been using this for about a month now, but I had to put this in this video just because it really is that good. It's definitely changed the game of my face routine. No matter what kind of foundation I use, doesn't matter if it's mattifying, hydrating, or illuminating, whatever it is, it makes my foundation and my face look so natural. It just makes my skin look so flawless. without making it look like cakey or making it look like it's fake or anything like that. And I love that this primer just lets me glow from within. And even though this primer is an illuminating primer, it doesn't make me feel or even look greasy throughout the day. And then the other primer is pretty much the exact opposite of an illuminating primer. This is the Hourglass Mineral Veil Primer. And this primer is pretty much my go-to when I need my face to stay put, I need my makeup to stay put the whole entire day and not melt off throughout the day, especially during the summertime. This is definitely a lifesaver for all of you who have oily skin. And even if you don't have oily skin, this thing will save you for those humid days, for those hot days where you want to wear makeup and you want to look a little bit put together, but you don't want your face to melt off your face. So for foundation, I couldn't choose one, ladies and gents, so I had to pick 3. And if you don't know me, I am a foundation junkie and my foundation drawer is out of control because I just keep buying these things. But anyway, so the first one that I wanted to share with you is the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Foundation, and I've talked about this so many times in my videos. This is like the most natural foundation ever known to man, and I love that it just makes my skin look so natural and skin-like when I wear this. The foundation makes me look so healthy and I get so many compliments every time I wear this, and this pretty much just makes my skin look like a better version of itself. This foundation looks really great on and it really translates well in photos. It looks amazingly beautiful in photos, by the way. And I know that this foundation is on the higher end price-wise, but I think it's worth every single penny. Another foundation that I have been loving is the Tom Ford Traceless Perfecting Foundation. I have been loving this as my everyday foundation. This is like one of those like effortless foundations, and you just put it on your face and it looks like you're well put together already and you didn't even make that much effort. And I love that this is really lightweight and it's buildable in my opinion. I love the demi matte finish that it gives because it really helps to last throughout the day, and you know, it's great for people who have combination or oily skin. I don't particularly recommend this for someone with dry skin just because I have some dry spots around my chin area right here and it emphasizes like all the dry patches. The last foundation that I'm going to share with you is something that I discovered this past year that I know has been a hit in the YouTube and the beauty community, and I don't know where I was like not trying this foundation, but this is the L'Oreal True Match Foundation, and this is another one of those really great everyday foundations that you can use both day and night. I love that it's like medium buildable to a full, and I love that it lasts like a really long time on the face. And I think for a drugstore foundation, it's one of those like little gems that you find in the drugstore that has really high-end quality and is probably worth more than what you pay for. I thought about what concealer I grabbed for the most and was kind of like my default concealer, and I chose the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer, and I wear the shade 20 Sand Sable, and I love the shade in particular because I love the yellow undertones in this concealer because it helps to really brighten under my eye area and really help to highlight, and so it kind of has that double duty. And I love that this concealer is really thin in consistency but really covers very, very well. And one of the things that I didn't actually expect from this concealer is that this one doesn't move around when it sets, and I love that it doesn't crease under the eyes. So for powder, I have made 2 best friends this past year. So the very first one is the RCMA No Color Powder, and this has essentially replaced my NARS setting powder. That one is like my holy grail, but this is definitely replacing it this year just because it's pretty much essentially the same thing, and I love that this is so much cheaper than the NARS. I love using this powder in particular for setting under my eyes and setting my highlighted areas, but you can also use this anywhere on the face. And I love that when I set with this, anything underneath, like any creams or liquids, do not move around whatsoever, no matter how creamy they are. And if you're going to be at IMATS this year, definitely pick one of these up because it's affordable and it's amazing. And then the other powder that I have been loving this past year is the La Mer powder. I know this is one of those like higher end powders and products, but I thought this is worth every single penny that I paid for it. I love it because it just makes my skin looks so flawless. Every time I use this, I look like a doll. I just love how well this sets and also how well this carries on throughout the day. I love its lasting power. It's amazing. So the last thing for the face is another one of those tried and true products that I love for myself and also for my makeup clients. And this is the Makeup Finishing Spray from Scandinavia, and this is the bridal version. I really put this product to the test when I went to the East Coast over the summer and I did my cousin's wedding. In the East Coast during the summertime, if you're from the East Coast, you know that it's super humid. Like, it felt like I was in the Philippines again, and our venue was like right by the ocean on Sunset, and so it was like the hottest time of our lives. Everyone was sweating, like the boys were like dripping sweat, and I used this on every single one in the bridal party, and their makeup lasted all day. This is literally like the fairy dust of makeup when it comes to like making your makeup last all day. Even though they were sweating, their faces literally did not melt off their face, and we were pretty much putting makeup on since like noontime, and it lasted all throughout midnight, and that was definitely like mind-boggling for me. And so Sonia Kashuk cream bronzer, and I usually wear the shade 42. I have both of them, and I have been incredibly loving this just because it's affordable, and I love that this doesn't have any shimmer in it, so I can really use this by itself, and I can also use this to contour when I want to cream contour. I love that this is super lightweight on the skin. It doesn't feel heavy at all, and I love that it blends amazingly well on the skin, and I can even use this by itself. And to me, in my opinion, this definitely beats the price and the performance of the Soleil de Tan de Chanel, which I definitely love before I tried this product, and so definitely check them out. They're sold at Target. So next up, I have my City Color Contour Effects palette, and this is amazing, ladies and gents, and I love this contour palette so much. This has definitely swept me off my feet this year, and I love that this is so affordable. It comes with a contour shade, a bronze shade, and a shimmery highlight shade. So these two are matte shades, and the highlight shade is just a pearly shimmery white shade that can essentially fit any skin tone, and this contour shade just hits the spot for me, and I love using this when I really want a sculpted face because it really gives you that. They're so pigmented and they blend so well for a matte powder. So if you're brand new to the world of contouring and highlighting, but you don't want to invest like, you know, $50, $40, then this one would be a good choice for you. And I love that you can mix and match the shades to fit your skin tone and really help to create that really nice shadow. Next up are my Makeup Geek blushes. I love Makeup Geek products. I think they're very affordable and the quality is amazing. The quality is like on point, and she really curated all of these products based off of like what she looks for in makeup. It's just these 5 right here, and I love them. And for matte blushes, usually for me, I have a trouble of blending my blushes when they're matte on my face just because some of them like apply really patchy, but with these blushes, they blend so well on the face, and once they fade, they don't become patchy throughout the day. And matte blushes like that in this price range are really hard to find, and these are only under $10 for the pan. So next up for the cheeks, this has been pretty much my go-to blush ever since I got it. This is from Tom Ford. This is a contouring cheek duo in the shade Stroke, 02 Stroked, and I just love these two together. I think they blend so well together, and the colors are just amazing. I love that this complements my skin tone really well. It's a really nice red coppery brown shade that really pulls out all of the yellow undertones of my skin. And I love Tom Ford blushes. They are probably like one of my top 5 blush formulas. I love that they're so creamy and buttery, and I love that they're so pigmented and they last a long time on the cheeks. So now we're down to the highlighters, and this first one that I want to share with you, I have been using and has been getting a lot of use for me this past year, and this is the Balm's Mary Luminizer. It's like a really nice white gold highlight, and I love this for warm skin tones. A little goes a long way with this. It's super pigmented, and sometimes I kind of like getting a little overboard with this because it just gives me like that really nice glow. And this product is pigmented enough that I can use this on my face, and I can use this like on top of my lips or even as a highlight or an eyeshadow. And then the last one is actually a new discovery this past year, and this is Becca's Opal Highlighter. And I've seen this all around YouTube and all around Instagram, and I decided to cave and just pick it up myself. And I can see why this is a popular highlighter. I got this one and also Moonstone, and I started wearing this alongside my Cover FX Illuminating Primer, and it just gives my skin life. I just love the rose gold tones. This highlighter is pretty subtle. It's not like one of those things where you apply it and you look like an instant disco ball. So now I'm gonna do some brushes and tools, and the very first one that popped into my head when I was making this list is a NARS Ita brush, and I discovered this back in March when I went to the makeup show in LA, and I purchased this and literally changed my life when it comes to contouring. And one of the reasons why is because of its unique design, and I love that I can really sculpt my face with this and really have that control and have that precision. Brush-wise, when you look at this NARS Ita brush, it doesn't look like the best quality brush, but I think it works really well. And I've been using this ever since March, and I haven't seen it fall apart on me, which is really, really good. The next one that I have been using a ton in my videos is this Jumbo Fan Brush from Morphe. I love using this for multiple things. I actually love using this mainly for highlighting, and I also love using this for contouring when I don't want a heavy contour or I don't want to overly sculpt my face, and it just gives me the right amount of that natural contour. And I love that this just gets into the hollows of my cheeks really, really well. The next one are these two blending sponges. You know that I love my Beauty Blender. It is like my holy grail blending sponge, and I cannot live without this product. The Beauty Blender really helps to, you know, shear out any foundation if I want to and make it look more natural and really well blended. And this one is the Makeup Bullet. It's a fairly new product that came out this past year, and I have been loving using this on my clients, especially just because you can put your finger through here and it makes it a little bit more sanitary, and you know, your clients don't see you, you know, using your fingers where it's touching their face. I do love using this dry just because it is a little bit more pointy, and I love using this for just reaching like the small areas of my face. And comparing these two, I think these are completely different products. And so let me know in the comments below if you want me to do another smackdown. I know a lot of people really loved my previous one, and I haven't done one in a while. The next brush that really blew me away this past year is the 3D HD Kabuki brush from Sigma. I really love that this is pretty much the best of both worlds because it really gives you that motion of that original like flat foundation brush where you're like painting your face, but at the same time it is a kabuki brush, and so when you're blending your foundation on your face, it still gives you that airbrushed look. It's really multi-purpose. You can essentially do your whole face makeup just using this brush. You can use this for foundation, for primer, and then you can also use this for concealer under the eyes just because of the weird shape that it has. It kind of looks like a house, as you can see. It's like that, you know, A-line up top. And then I love that you can also use this to contour. It really gives you that really precise line and like sculpting your face and really finding the hollow of your cheeks. Let me know in the comments below if you want to see a tutorial on that, because I would love to share my face routine using just this brush. I have been non-stop using and non-stop loving my Makeup Geek detail brushes, and Makeup Geek makes essentially every single pencil brush, blending brush. You can find just the right brush that you can use for a specific task and a specific look that you want to get with your eyeshadow. And you know me, I have really small eyes, and so I can't really use like, you know, big brushes, and so I really love these detail brushes in particular. This one is the pencil brush. I love using this for, you know, carving out my crease area if I want a cut crease, or even like smudging and smoking out my lower lash line. And then the small crease brush I love for like pretty much everything when I want to smoke out a look. And the outer V brush is also great for smoking out the outer corner, hence the name Outer V. And so definitely have been loving these, and check them out because they're so affordable. For the brows brows, I've been loving two things. So the very first one is the Hourglass Brow Sculpting Pencil. And there are two particular things that I have been loving about this particular brow pencil. And the first one is the shape of it. I love that this brow pencil has that angled brush shape. It's angled, and I love that it's skinny and it's a little bit long compared to those really skinny brow pencils. And I love that it really helps you to create that shape of your brow. And another thing that I love about this brow pencil is its formula. I have the most unruly brow hairs known to man, and I get this from my dad. They just have a mind of their own, and so when they're not groomed, they tend to just, you know, fly out everywhere in different directions. And usually I use brow powder, but it doesn't tame down my hair. And sometimes when I post an eye look, I see some negative comments about my eyebrows saying that, oh, she doesn't know how to do her eyebrows. But in the nature of how my brow hairs look, that's just really how they are. But the formula of the Hourglass brow pencil really helps to tame down my brows because it is a little bit waxy. And so when I'm using this on my brows, the brow hairs really help to just like stay put and just tame down and just follow, you know, the way that I'm doing my eyebrows and filling them in. And then the next one that is probably like a 2014 favorite is the Anastasia Dip Brow Pomade, and I love this product. I love that this really helps to make your eyebrows stay put all day and it doesn't melt off your face. And so it's really great for people with like oily skin, or if you're going to be out all day and sweating, or if it's like summertime. A little goes a long way. You can go really, really light and really, really natural, and at the same time you can also go really bold and dramatic. And so these dip brow pomades are like a gel cream formula, and the one that I usually use is Ebony. And this one I love to use in particular when I go to a special occasion and I really want a little bit more sculpted brows. So next up is this eyeliner from Gorgeous Cosmetics. This is the Ink Liquid Eye Pencil in Carbon Black, and this really reminded me of my holy grail eyeliner from Giorgio Armani. It's the Smooth Silk Waterproof Eyeliner in black, and since that one is a little bit pricey and I sort of wasn't able to keep up with the price on the high demand because I always use eyeliner, I wanted to find something that's a little bit cheaper but also works the same way. And when I tried this, I was like, sold! I love that this stays put once it sets, and I love that it's super creamy. This eyeliner doesn't tug on the skin, which is great for the eyes. For eyeshadow, these two palettes have been a hit on Instagram, on YouTube, and for myself. I just love these two palettes. These are from Anastasia Beverly Hills, and these are her limited edition eyeshadow palettes that she collaborated with a few Instagrammers. So this one is the Amrezy palette, and this one is the Tamana palette, or the Dress Your Face palette. And I just love how much Anastasia really improved her eyeshadow formula, because back when I used her very first one, her Catwalk palette, I felt like the matte shadows in particular were a little bit stiff. But with these, she definitely improved on the blendability of the shadows, and I just love the color combinations of these two palettes just because they're so neutral, but at the same time they have like these pops of color. And definitely ever since I got these have been the ones that I have been grabbing for lately, and definitely excited to try her single shadows, the L'Oreal Miss Manga mascara. And I really love how this mascara can volumize my lashes, and I have really thin lashes, especially on my bottom lashes. I struggle with finding the right mascara for me, and this definitely is the only one that have actually worked on my bottom lashes. And I have a love-hate relationship with this one just because I don't like the fact that it wiggles too much, but I do love the shape of the one just because the bristles really help to pick up every single hair that I do have. I have been obsessed with my friend Megan, or Beauty by Megan Nake on Instagram's lash line, and this is the Blinking Beauty Mink Lashes, and I have used this for about 20 times now and it still looks like it's brand new. And the lash band is like super comfortable and really, really thin, and I love that it sits really well on my eyes, especially on the inner corner right here. That's usually where I have that problem. And the lash glue that I love using with mink lashes especially is the Besso eyelash adhesive, just because this one is like super easy to remove and it's super easy to clean, and it makes my mink lashes last a lot longer. So now we're finally down to the lips, and I actually have like a little over 20 minutes to do this, and so hopefully I get this done. So the very first one that I wanted to share with you is something that's released from NARS this past year, and the one that I'm talking about is the NARS Audacious Lipsticks. I love the formula. They're all satin lipsticks, and I love that they're super creamy, they're super buttery, they cling onto the lips without bleeding, they're just super comfortable, and satin lipsticks are like probably my most favorite. This lipstick in particular is one that I have been using quite a lot ever since I got it, and this is the lipstick in Anna. It's like really pretty pinky rosy mauve shade that's, I don't know, it's just amazingly unique. Next, I have a new lip balm obsession, and I have been seeing this on Temptalia.com because she names it as like one of her most favorite lip balms, and Jack Black is actually a brand made for men. And this lip balm is a daytime lip balm. It's so great for prepping your lips before lipstick or before makeup, just because this just literally sinks into your lips really fast. Throughout the day, I don't even need to touch up sometimes, just because I don't need to. My lips don't feel chapped throughout the day. And I also love that this lip balm really does a job of hydrating and moisturizing your lips, as opposed to having just a lip balm be sitting on your lips, and then when it dries, it leaves that really unattractive residue. Next up, I have some lip glosses, and my holy grail lip glosses this past year were the Gerard Cosmetics lip glosses, and I have a few of my favorites here to share with you. So the first one is this really bright purple one called Wild Orchid. And then this one is just a staple nude called Nude. And then the last one is a brand new one called Plum Crazy. So I've really been loving this formula just because I love that they're super creamy. They're really richly pigmented. They're probably the most pigmented lip glosses on earth, and I love that they're not sticky. And usually with lip glosses that are not sticky, they tend to be a little bit greasy, but these definitely aren't. You can wear these by itself because they're just that pigmented. My only tip though in wearing some of these lip glosses, especially the more pigmented ones, is to use a lip liner underneath, or even a clear lip liner or a lip primer, just because it will tend to bleed on you. So next up is this trend that was pretty much really famous this past year, and it is 90s colored lipsticks made famous by She Who Must Not Be Named. And if you know who I mean, then you know who I mean. The very first one is this Gerard Cosmetics 1995 lipstick. I just love the formula. First of all, it's a matte formula, but it feels so creamy on the lips, and it doesn't feel drying at all. And I love that it just glides on without tugging or dragging on the lips. This stays put, and it doesn't actually bleed, and so I can use this by itself. And then the other 90s inspired lip color is this one from Girlactic. This is the Girlactic matte lip paint in the shade Demure. And I've come across a lot of liquid lipsticks, but this one in particular is not drying on my lips. Usually when it comes to liquid lipsticks, after a while I just feel parched on the lips, and I just need to put some lip balm on top just to soothe them. But this definitely feels very tolerable on the lips throughout the day. When I eat or drink, it doesn't flake off. It just fades very naturally on the lips, and it doesn't give you that really strong line between your actual lip color and the actual color of the matte lip paint. The last ones that I have been loving for every day are the Tarte Power Pigment Lip Surgences, and I know Tarte has a lot of different Lip Surgences lipsticks, and these, I think, in my opinion, are the best ones out of all of them. It has like a minty like feel to it, keeps my lips moisturized, and glides on really well on the lips. These are like super pigmented, and they feel comfortable on the lips, and they look really natural. And that's usually what I like about Tarte Cosmetics, is that they make their colors very wearable. So that is it for my Best of Beauty of 2014. I hope that you all liked it, and if it is running really long and you made it this far, congratulations. Big hugs to you. And please let me know in the comments below if you loved anything from the year of 2014. I would love to see your favorites as well. And like I said in the beginning of this video, if you have any questions for me to answer for my Q&A video, please leave them in the comments below as well, so that I can collect them all and answer as many questions as possible. I hope that you all have a great day, and I will see you again soon. Bye! I did it just in time. It is 5 o'clock and I'm done. Now it's time for me to change so I can do CrossFit. We don't really do that in CrossFit.